Fame's great, and I always appreciate when people come up and talk to me and say they love my channel. But my goal with Vietnam is for the whole country, and not just in Vietnam. Do any foreigners speak your language? I want everyone's first reaction to be,
In the Micka Show, we highlight practical methods to create a meaningful impact in our personal and professional life. Thanks for joining us today, and let the show begin. Welcome everyone, welcome Map on the Micka Show. So good to see you here.
thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You seem very serious right now, but I am very excited to have you. Indeed, we have been on many shows together, and today it's the opportunity to ask you questions about a very important topic.
Well, I'm excited.
Money versus fame.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Had to think a lot about this before I answered.
Of course. Don't answer yet. No. Because before Map, Brandon, but we call you Map here. I was wondering, I always wanted to ask you, how did you go from being an English teacher to become a celebrity?
It's a good question, and I have to give a lot of credit to my wife. Because I started dating my wife and I met her family early, as is the culture in Vietnam, I realized I need to start learning Vietnamese. So around 2016, I started learning the language with a private tutor, started using it more, and was able to communicate better. But right around the end of 2018, I was on a trip in Korea, and my best friend, as well as my wife, they said, you need to use these skills. You need to show the world how much you know about Vietnam and introduce Vietnam with your personality in a fun way for people to enjoy and learn more about the culture. I said, you know what, let's go for it. And within 4 months, I had a viral video.
The chicken
video. And the rest is history. It just kept going up from there. Ended up working with you on TV shows, and here we are now.
But now we're gonna dig in the topic, because obviously now you are famous, you have money, but if you had to choose, which one would you choose, money or fame?
It's a tough question. And I was on the In Full Effect podcast previously, and this question came up.
By Milan Smets, our director, guys, make sure to check.
I immediately answered, I would take the money over the fame. Fame's great. And I always appreciate when people come up and talk to me and say they love my channel, and I inspire them, I help them learn Vietnamese. That in itself is priceless because it's a genuine response. But it doesn't pay the bills. That in itself is great. It's almost like an ego boost, and it's motivation to keep going. But, I'm not getting money from each one of those people that come up, especially if it's Instagram. So instead, if you gave me millions of dollars and no one knew who I was, that would be great. The problem is now I've put all this time and investment in the channel, built up these millions of views, and I will have to say I wouldn't give it up for $1 million. People offer to buy my channel, not for $1 million. But if they offered me $1 million, I wouldn't give it up and just say, okay, bye everyone, thank you. No.
But don't you think that with a lot of fame, with a lot of audience, we can also build more money?
And that's what I'm saying, is I've put so much time and effort over the last 4 years into making my videos to the point where I not only wrote the script, which was, kind of just off the top of my head, but I also filmed them myself. Yes. I also edited them myself. And for the first 6 months, I used to do all the subtitles myself. So I put a lot of my time and energy to build this, and I'm very happy with what I've accomplished with it. Now is to use that investment to make a livable income and secure my future with my family.
So which kind of lifestyle are you aiming for when you focus on money before fame?
It's funny, everyone has their passion. Everyone has, they like cars, or they like fashion, and, it really depends on the person and where you're at, and that's fine. But that being said, for me, I'm pretty simple. I think the end goal for me is to buy time to do what I like to do. And that's what I've loved living in Asia, because I've been able to work, make enough money, and travel all over Asia, do the things that I wanted to do. And to me, filmmaking is my passion. So if I'm making a YouTube channel, if I'm filming Instagram Reels, or I'm doing a show like this, I'm doing what I like to do. That's using my time in a way that I want to use it, and that's what money does for me. It buys time to do what I want. So I'm not sitting in an office from 9 to 5 every day waiting for the weekend.
And what is your strategy? Day to day, monthly, yearly, to achieve this goal?
I would like to say to stand out. Okay, I've always considered myself very unique, and I'm sure if anyone's seen the chicken video, they would say the same thing. Maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way. But I feel like I don't just sit in front of a camera and spit out facts. I don't sit in front of a camera and spit out my feelings for people. No, I try to create value, one, in the entertainment aspect, but two, in the educational aspect. Because everyone from foreigners to Vietnamese in America to even some Vietnamese here will say, wow, I learned something new today from your video, whether I'm teaching the slang or I'm talking about the ingredients in a Vietnamese dish. And that's what I aim to do, not just give you a boring dialogue for myself, no, not dialogue, monologue from myself or dialogue with someone else, but instead provide value with entertainment and education at the same time.
So it's actually to make money by providing value. It's like,
it's
a balance.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it seems like, yes, you choose money, but it's like you still need the fame to make yourself live. So it's like, it's a tricky question for a tricky answer. So it's like you choose both, technically. Why choosing? And then why we have to choose?
No, we shouldn't have to.
Right?
And you and I both, we've already built up the first part. Now it's time to make an income on that. Because, you know, a lot of people say, if you're good at something, don't do it for free. Okay? So right now I'm teaching Vietnamese on Instagram for free, but eventually that could develop into a course, merchandise, private consultations, or affiliate links.
Actually, speaking of affiliate links, you told me that now it's a side business for you to work with affiliate links and companies. Can you tell me how many companies you're working now? And again, what is your approach? How do you choose them? How you talk to them?
Well, you know, I think the thing we need to do in life is to make the best of every situation. We can't control everything. And I believe you were here as well. But during the time of COVID, Vietnam was in complete lockdown.
Yeah.
You know, once in 2020, again in 2021. And as someone who needs to go out and meet people and eat dishes to make content for my channel, what was I to do? So being someone who's very passionate about filmmaking, I reached out to every camera company, every accessory company I could. And I presented it like this. Look, I am a very unique niche in Vietnam. A foreigner speaking Vietnamese that has done TV, that has done movies, that has an audience that's interested in what I have to say. And I also have a passion for filmmaking, so I would love to take your product, put it in my video, and provide value for your company in this region, as well as give me better equipment to use on my channel. So from those cold call emails, if you will, I worked with Sony Vietnam, Nanlite, Deity microphones, Insta360, YC Onion, Hollyland microphones. Well, actually they have more than that, but point is, I got a lot of free things to build my channel simply by offering my services. On top of that, Amazon affiliates. On top of that, I'm affiliated with a Vietnamese school here. So when people ask me for Vietnamese lessons, I send them there. And I'm trying to build up that network as almost a passive income.
So the strategy is like to start from a niche, the niche that identifies you as a creator, and then extend it.
For sure.
I really like the fact that you first, when you reached for these people, you didn't focus on getting some value, getting some money, but you wanted them to invest in your show, in your equipment.
And I could tell that they were satisfied by what I did in the fact that Deity, they kept sending me microphones. I only asked for one microphone. And they go, here, try this one. Try this one. Hey, can you try this one? And other ones, they didn't even ask to be featured in videos. They just gave them to me and asked for an Instagram post. The same thing, Nanlite. Ironically, this morning, I just uploaded a video about a giveaway for Nanlite. And I did a giveaway for them last year. They look at me as the ambassador for their whole company in Vietnam. I don't know if you realize, but I'm not even Vietnamese.
No.
But because I reached out to them, they've sent me thousands of dollars of lights. They've had giveaways for my fans on my channel. They've featured me in their marketing videos. And it's been a good relationship simply by putting yourself out there.
You said the word relationship. I think what makes you unique in that process is that you build a relationship and you don't go there and just say, oh, let's make a transaction. It's like if they're going to invest in your product, in your show, and you also give back.
Exactly.
And like somebody very famous said, give and you shall receive. So it seems like you apply this principle.
Yes.
But I have a question for you, Phúc, for somebody who is like a new creator, foreigner or Vietnamese, trying to make their way in the creative area, in entertainment. what they should do first, how they should aspire to have affiliate links, to have businesses, to become like entrepreneur, but from the creative side, how they switch to that.
That's a good question. So starting out as a creator or going from creator to business side?
Starting as a creator.
Okay. So as a creator, figure out what you want to do. You know, what content are you passionate about? And I say passionate about because you will understand how boring it can get to constantly create videos, edit, put them out, share them on your social media. I mean, I have over 200 videos on my channel, which means I've sat down and spent hours editing each one of those. And if I didn't enjoy what I did, well, I probably would have quit by now, especially if I hadn't reached the level of fame that I'm at. But if you are passionate about cooking or traveling or cars or whatever it is, you will enjoy making content about that. So first, identify the niche that you want to occupy, what you want to make videos and content about. Second, be consistent. Keep going. A lot of people, they'll make one video, they'll wait a month, they'll make 3 videos in a week, then they'll wait a week. Instead, just get a good schedule. Someone you introduced me to talked about his channel yesterday, and he's got 1 million subscribers, and he's uploaded Mike, there we go. He's uploaded every week for almost 6 years, I believe he said. And that's great to hear from someone in my position because I've been going for 4 years and I try to upload every single week. So that consistency is key, not only for your fans, but also for the algorithm. I mentioned to you the other day, I've never had success on Instagram. I had 5,000 followers when I started the channel. I made my way to 13,000 in 4 years. And I said, wow, you know, this is just one platform I'm not going to be able to grow on. But then I watched a video about consistency on Instagram for their algorithm. So I tried a new series teaching Vietnamese, 1 word a day, make it funny, make it have value for the audience. And in 1 month, I've gone from 13,000 to 51,000. Wow. So literally, you know, tripled what I've done in the last 4 years by consistency, by valuable content, by doing something that I like to do, showing everyone, hey, I've been in Vietnam for 8 years. This is what I've learned. Now you can try these words with your Vietnamese wife or Vietnamese friends or whoever it might be.
That's so nice. That's very inspiring. I like the idea that you jump from YouTube and then you start to develop on Instagram. So I see what keeps you going is this challenge of always growing.
I agree.
And what is your like daily fuel? What motivates you to do content daily?
And as I told my wife, I said, we're putting in all this work now because she's helped me out a lot. Yeah. She started doing my subtitles after I stopped doing them. I said, and we're putting in all this work now so that our lives later on can be easier, so that we have more time to spend together and maybe a future kid. I don't know, who knows, but
the dog
or a kid, who knows? We haven't decided, but no, either way, it's like we're doing this now. We're putting in the work now. So later in life, we have more time to spend together. We're not just working until we're 65 so we can retire and enjoy a couple years of pain and sitting at home watching reruns.
I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do videos until 65 and more. Like, I cannot imagine you without videos. You always carry your phone, always a camera, always a gear. So it's like it's in your blood.
Yeah, and you know, not only that, but in terms of reputation, I had a student of mine, an IELTS student, and I'll never forget because he comes in late for the first class. He stops in the middle of the class and he goes, "Oh shit, Fukma, you're my teacher, what's up?" And I'm like, "All right, bro, yeah, have a seat." You know, just walks into class late and says that. But then now we became friends and he's helped me film and he's helped me by appearing in my videos. But the thing with him, he asked me when we first met, he goes, "You know, you do YouTube and everything, but what's your end goal?" I said, "You know, obviously the time, as I just mentioned, but my goal with Vietnam is for the whole country, and not just in Vietnam, but the Vietnamese community abroad. If you walk up to them and go, 'Do any foreigners speak your language?' I want everyone's first reaction to be, 'Phuc They go, "Oh, you know that guy Phuc They don't have to like me. They don't have to be a fan. But they have to know what I've done. They have to appreciate what I've been able to accomplish in not just the country, but in the community in general." And I've seen that being back in America for a few months. Every nail salon I see, I walk in, I go, "Ciao." Half of them will go, "Phuc I thought you were in Vietnam. What are you doing?" The other half will be like, "I sound like tiếng Việt," you know? And either way, over time, I'm building that up. And I think a few more years, that is definitely one of those things where I will be the most known, I'm not gonna say famous, but most known foreigner in the Vietnamese community internationally and locally.
So actually, when it comes to initial topic of money over fame, I think there is another thing that comes in the equation. It's the vision and the goal and the dream. And the highest the goal, the higher the aspiration, like the better, the more chances you have to reach it, obviously.
For sure.
And I very like this idea that you, yes, choose the money, but be smart about the money, but keep it real. Keep it real every day, keep it consistent. I think that's the most valuable lesson that we can take from your experience in both Vietnam and USA and at international level. We're actually coming towards the end to the interview, Phuc Map.
Really?
Yeah, I know, time is fine when we have fun, right? But I have one last question for you that I ask to all my guests. According to you, what can we do daily to improve the quality of our lives?
You know, for me, habits are so important, and habits and routines, where build a routine that works for you, that makes you better, and stick to that. And you can slowly add more as you go. But for me, I wake up. First thing I do, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, and then I start stretching. Because if I don't stretch, I feel tight. I feel like for the rest of the day. So that's my routine. But then from there, I drink my coffee and I start doing my work right away. Don't eat breakfast, eat that later. But that's my routine. It doesn't have to be everyone's. But what I'm saying, that routine has helped me to get started with the day and be productive from the beginning. You could wake up, lay back, look at your phone, hang out, maybe turn on the TV, surf Facebook, whatever it might be, and you just lost very valuable, productive hours in your morning. Whereas if people build a routine, maybe they like meditation, maybe they drink tea instead of coffee, whatever it might be. But I think people can really benefit from building habits and routines and keeping checklists. Checklists of, all right, what do I need to get done? Okay. And obviously, as you mentioned, goals and visions. Remind yourself every day what you're working towards so life doesn't get boring, complacent, and you forget where you're going.
That's nice. Very inspiring. Thank you so much, Phuc Map, for coming on the show and for sharing this meaningful advices.
Thank you for having me.
I'm very happy to have you today. Yeah. Come here. Oh!
It's been a while. It's good to see you again, buddy.
Yes. Yes.
And thank you, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and check out Micka on all the platforms. If you're interested in this guy, Phuc Map Vlog, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and sometimes even Twitter. Shout out Elon Musk.